Hello beautiful wild hearts, my name is Yvonne Wildheart and this is the cycle report for the 30th of April 2022. I come to you from Djerritj Wurrung country in Central Highlands, Victoria, Australia in the Southern Hemisphere. So no matter where you are in the world, we are sitting under a dark moon, new moon, eclipse portal. New moon and dark moons are all about the death and rebirth and the sitting in the space in between. It is the equivalent energy to winter solstice. It is the point of like midnight where we are sitting in this space of we've let go of what has just happened, this last cycle, and we are dreaming in something new for the next cycle. And especially eclipse in Taurus, this is about this connection with the earth and, you know, being that bull, that steady, sure-footed, deep connection, feeling the earth and the beauty that it brings of hard work and attending to, you know, our beauty altar, our earth altar. You know, so what are we dreaming in on this earth altar? How do we want to be? What do we want to see? Do we want to thrive in beauty and love? That is so very Taurus, you know. And also, you know, we sit here at the dark moon and new moon, there's no light in the sky at night, so we have this exposure to this connection with the galactics. You know, we have this opportunity to have this full portal or channel that goes out to dream up in the space of all in nothingness and to call in, you know, the new way that we want to be here, you know, to, you know, think of the, you know, the great grandchildren, you know, what are we leaving for them in beauty and love? You know, this is the time. This is such a potent, important time to be dreaming in a life, an earth that is thriving in all her beauty and in really high frequency love, you know, the love that you'd have for the trees and the love that you have for the animals, the love that you have for a lover, the love that you have for yourself, the love that you have for the children and the great grandchildren coming in, you know, pulling that energy in to dreaming in a thriving place to be, where all things are thriving in love. Yeah, that is such a Taurus dark moon, new moon, eclipse portal dreaming, especially that's mine. I hope yours is very similar. Here on the earth cycle, we are sitting, oh hello, it's my doggy. We're sitting in this cross-quarter point of cycles between the north, oh Jesus, hey sweetheart. The northern hemisphere are in Beltane. You know, it is that celebration of the life force rising up, the juiciness of the peak high spring and all the flowers who are opening up and inviting the bees and all the pollinators to come in and to get in the middle of them and just really love them up. You know, that is Beltane, this celebration of life force rising up and co-creation and the honoring of the divine feminine and divine masculine and coming in together for co-creation and bringing in, you know, what would come in the peak summer. Here in the Southern Hemisphere where I am, we are in Samhain, very different energy. We are in the coming in. We are in the last and final harvest of the 3 harvest festivals. It is the point between autumn equinox and winter solstice. It is the medicine that brings the rosehip medicine, and I'm sitting right there, if you can see that. This is wild rose hips that have grown here, and the rosehip is the most potent medicine of all the cycle of the rose. It holds the seeds for the next generation of roses, wild roses that come in, and that's what we are doing here. This is the point of the crone, the storytelling of what has been, so we can gather the medicine and know what to do next, or how to create a new cycle that is new and improved, with more strength and magic to it. Is this the time, the veils are the thinnest between us and the ancestors? So honoring the lives that have been lived that brought us here onto this earth, and thinking, or how, what seeds do we want to hold through the winter, the winter months that are coming, to create something better and more, I can almost just think of love, how do we bring more love in for the next 12 months to come? What is the medicine that we have learned from the last 12 months? And here, in Victoria is where I live, that, we had lockdowns in August and September. We were confined, and, a lot of anxiety, and really a lot of unsureness of what kind of world that we were living in. And it's still there, but this is the harvest of that. And so what have we learned from that experience? How do we capture these stories that we've lived through for the last 12 months and learn and grow? And how do we want to be going forward? What legacy do we want to be in as when we pass, when we become ancestors? What legacy do we want to leave our children and our great-great-grandchildren? What kind of world do we want to leave for them? So this is the time to tell the stories, to call in and hold those seeds and the medicine that we can hold with us, keep us internally warm over the winter months to come. This is the point of that final harvest of the pumpkins, and the final pickling, and the final pulling in your wood harvest before it all gets really damp, and just to begin and prepare the inner space to come in, to allow a lovely space to dream in something new for the next cycles, whether it be life cycles or the next year cycle, or your own whatever cycle that you're in. There's so many cycles all happening at once, the energies upon energies. But this dark moon eclipse, and this portal between celebration of life force in the northern hemisphere and the honoring of death here in the southern hemisphere feels like this epic portal to be dreaming, to be reassessing, to be thinking, to be cultivating, to be holding the seeds of what we're wanting the next cycle to bring, or the peak of the cycle. Down. They're getting restless. I better go. So just a quick note that we postponed the Invoking Inanna journey that was due to start last week for another month or so. There's still 2 places left. So if you're still hearing the call of the Dark Goddess, this potent journeying down with the season, with the Earth season in the Southern Hemisphere, to sit in the space of all and nothing of the underworld at winter solstice, which is like this epic alignment of cycles. Message me to find out more about it. There are lots of other things. Sign up to my newsletter. It's there in the if this is on Instagram, it'll be on the what is it, the bio link, or you can go to my website, yvonnewildheart.com, and you'll find out more about our later offerings. With so much love, thank you for listening, dreaming in the love. Take care. I love you all.